A very warm welcome to our first Learning Circle of 2024. Today's session revolves around a very compelling theme, transforming education through coaching. This holds particular significance for IAC and its members, particularly schools, as we unveil the outcome of a pilot program designed to assess the impact of a structured intervention we conducted around 6 months ago. Our esteemed panel today comprises representatives from 3 IAC accredited schools, Denise Pang from Academy of Mastery, Singapore, Leon Garcia, Safe Coaching Group from Venezuela, Dr. Zainal Ahmed from Team Coach International, Malaysia. They will not only share their invaluable experiences, but also provide specific insights and lessons learned from this transformative program that they have been part of. Adding depth to our discussion, Dr. Zainal Ahmed, the driving force behind the project, will present empirical data and findings. Additionally, Gonzalo from the School Accreditation Committee will provide an overview of the future plans for accredited schools to take this initiative forward. We will conclude our session with Gillian Carlotti, President IAC, sharing his visionary thoughts on how accredited schools can propel this initiative forward. But I would like to first invite Anjali Nair, past president and co-creator of this initiative, to give us some insight on the genesis of this transformative project and what significance it holds for coaches and schools. Over to you, Anjali.
Thank you, Ritu. A warm welcome to each one of you. And I'm thrilled to have Shan join in after many hurdles that he has successfully jumped through. Truly, Shan, we started this journey, couldn't think of wrapping this without you in the room. So thank you and truly grateful. You know, today is a beautiful story unfolding. One of the best experiences is when you see an idea shape to reality. And I feel grateful to just witness what's going to happen today. It's a wrap-up of an 18-month rich marathon that was sparked somewhere, you know, with a very simple idea. The origin of the story actually starts somewhere in 2022, before the Quo Vadis coaching. Gillian, you would remember that, we had this conversation around positioning Quo Vadis into more of an action, a call to action on emerging topics around coaching. So I think the question that stays with us is, what does the emerging world seek from coaches and coaching? And the most compelling call to action are the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is both a collective and an individual responsibility. And we wanted to bring this conversation in a way that's realistic and experiential. So the selection of, SDG 4 around education and SDG 13 around climate action was more strategic. We were confident in our strong footing, thanks to the collective wisdom, experiences, our collaborations at IAC, and individual expertise that many of us had brought in. Incidentally, these conversations also gave birth to the IAC sustainability team that Brian is leading. But coaching and education is special. You know, there were numerous discussions that Shana and I have had as well, long before Quo Vadis. There is an extensive body of work that Dr. Shan had already done in multiple areas. Inspired by it, I had driven a couple of programs here in India as well. We had Bonnie Chan, who had done some phenomenal work in Hong Kong, Sarah, who had come in with, building coaching masteries in schools around Malaysia. So it was a small core team with a lot of passion. But what did happen along the way are some incredible team members joining in. Dr. Zainal came in with so much of momentum. Ronald came in, and I think from an IAC standpoint, what is also a significant milestone is the SAC committee with Gonzalo and Ritu stepping in, because the intent was to create value for schools and as an opportunity to expand the scope of their impact and capability building. So what we really value with the schools is that all of the schools are already at a CC and an MC level. So we know for sure that the quality of training on the masteries will be at the highest level. And there are so many people who are joined in this journey. You know, the Expo team, you will see their signature on the entire program, the materials. Betsy, you've been cheering in from the chapters committee throughout and supporting this program. Carla with the communication team. I mean, there are so many of you who've been joined in some way or the other in this entire journey of 18 months. 6 schools, when we launched this program in July, were showing interest. 3 of you are here today at the finish line of this marathon. We celebrate and we cheer for you. You know, your commitment and passion, I think, is going to set the stage. You're pioneers for this pilot program. And I do believe that you would be great mentors for many a coach who wish to be in this area. And you will always be close to our heart because, you know, it takes a lot to experiment and come back. So I know there is a lot of wisdom and learning that we are looking forward to today. So this initiative has the potential now to make much greater impact in years to come. And I know that with this team of EXCO, BOG, and SAC, there is going to be many beautiful experiments in the future as well in this space. So just want to take this opportunity to thank you all for making this incredible journey happen. Over to you, Ritu.
Thank you so much, Anjali. I think it's been truly inspirational the way the idea has took germination, and now we are at a stage where probably we can roll out at a bigger level. So I would like to now invite the representatives from 3 schools who were part of this project right from the beginning to the end, and Dr. Zainal would be also sharing the outcome. He's done a fantastic empirical analysis of the project, and that's something which he'll be sharing soon. But first, I would like to invite Denise from Academy of Mastery, Singapore, to share her experience of piloting this project in her school and what were some of the insights that you got, and also what is it that we could do more to take this project forward. Over to you, Denise.
Thank you very much, Ritu, for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're dialing in from. My name is Denise Pang, and I'm co-founder and principal of the Academy for Mastery, an IAC licensed school. So first off, let me say a big thank you to IAC, to the SAC, to Dr. and Captain Shan and Bonnie for really spearheading this meaningful project. We are so proud to be able to take it through to the finish line. And it really has been a marathon. From just sharing what was an idea of a pilot project. And really, I think what inspired us to get on board was the amazing results from the pilot program. And so together with my team, Stephanie and Aiden, they're on the call today. We really able to mobilize their personal network and professional network to get a total of 4 educators, 2 from university, 1 from a junior college here in Singapore, and then 1 who is doing his master's in education. And we pulled together actually 10 students, 5 from the universities and 5 from polytechnics. And so over the course of the journey, we started our first coach training program on the 21st of October with a coach training program. But before that, we actually conducted a briefing for both the students as well as the teachers, just introducing to them the whole project, the purpose, and introducing them to the IAC and the IAC masteries. So we'll be sharing with you some of the key outcomes, but a couple of maybe observations. We took guidance from Captain Shan about the pairing and matching of the coaches and coachees. And actually, so the coaches worked with student coachees outside of their institutes, which we felt actually was very positive because, you know, it avoided any sort of potential conflict of interest. And it also helped them learn and understand the experience in other IHL. So really building that community network. The other observation is that both as educators and as students, the concept of coaching is surprisingly new. And that's interesting because you would think as educators working with students, and I think the newness comes from the way they look at students and the way students look at teachers. I love this quote by Wayne Dyer that says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I think that has been one of the most inspiring outcome from this project, that teachers are able to look at their students in a different way, looking at them from one where they can find the answers, that they are full of potential. And for students to be empowered to say, hey, wait a minute, I don't need to wait for the teacher to give me the answers or to provide the advice and guidance. I have resources and support structure to find my own answers. So that has been, I think, really very powerful in terms of the outcomes. Couple of pointers in terms of the learning. And because coaching and what it's about is new, is to be given the answers. And, you know, kudos to our educator coaches. They held back and continued to ask the questions and provided a safe space. So one key takeaway is to spend more time at the beginning, briefing our student coachees about what coaching is and what to expect. Another coaching can transform the relationship that they have with their students. This is also very powerful. So one of the educators actually shared that the education system is designed in such a way that we almost manage our students' learning journey. And actually the coaching approach almost flips it on its head by providing and facilitating the learning with the student being the center and not the educator being at the center. And I think we can continue to share that narrative, you know, if we take this program forward. And then perhaps a few other things. Understanding the theory of the IAC masteries, but a lot of hands-on practice with education-based scenarios. And some really great key takeaways. And again, we're so excited to take this forward. So thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Denise. And I think one very powerful takeaway you shared was that coaching is all about keeping the student in the at the center. And I think that's something which is one of the most key takeaways I think we can take it forward when it comes to taking this initiative ahead. Thank you so much, Denise. I would like to invite now Leon Garcia to share his insights and his experience of doing this pilot project in his school.
Bueno, buenos días, buenas noches, buenas tardes, dependiendo de dónde se encuentren. Para mí es un placer estar con tantos amigos de diferentes países. Un fuerte abrazo desde Venezuela para todos. Una vez escuché algo que me llamó mucho la atención, que decía, la decisión tomada siempre se convierte en una gran experiencia. Y creo que esta decisión que nosotros tomamos en participar en este programa fue una gran experiencia para nosotros, como escuela, y que me acompañaron grandes coaches aquí del capítulo de Venezuela a dar estos pasos, ¿sí? Nosotros sacamos un programa de certificación en conjunto con la Universidad José Antonio Páez de aquí de Venezuela, por una inquietud de la misma universidad, que quería ver de qué manera sus profesores o educadores podían darle un toque diferente a la forma como estaban transmitiendo sus conocimientos a los alumnos. Y esto sirvió en esta certificación para poder acompañar, digamos, en paralelo este proyecto de educativo que tiene la IAC, que nos queda mucho, como decía Denise, nos queda mucho camino por recorrer, pero ya hemos dado un gran paso. Y un gran paso que obviamente nos va a llevar a hacer mejoras en relación a esto, ¿no? ¿Sí? Y una de las cosas es que todos sabemos que el coaching es aprendizaje, ¿no? ¿Y por qué? Porque nos permite explorar estados eh, donde no hemos estado, ¿sí? Y esos estados nos permiten tener un estado de conciencia totalmente diferente. Y una de las experiencias más bonitas con la que hemos trabajado es porque estos educadores que tuvieron, y también alumnos dentro de la certificación, los educadores pudieron aplicar las maestrías dentro de sus programas educativos, ¿sí? Y obviamente aquí hay una cita que me gustaría darla, porque una persona de estos educadores me dijo, para mí fue todo un reto cambiar la manera de ser directivo y aprender a navegar en el silencio a través de esa escucha comprometida. Cuando esta persona nos refleja esto, mi pregunta inmediata fue, ¿qué es lo que ha cambiado? Y esa persona me decía que lo que ha cambiado es el poder dejar ser al otro, dejar que el otro pueda participar de una manera mucho más efectiva dentro de las conversaciones de aprendizaje que se dan en las aulas. Y, y obviamente le ha sido un reto porque siempre han venido con un esquema de directivo, ¿no? Se para el profesor, dicta su clase, muy poca intervención, pero cuando el profesor o el facilitador de la clase permite que las otras personas se expresen, que puedan ver cuáles son las posibilidades, cuáles son las metas que quieren como alumnos, qué son esos proyectos, esas cosas que quiere conseguir, y de allí aplicando todas las maestrías de la IAC, se vuelven en conversaciones muy transformadoras y además son co-creadores de espacios de aprendizaje. Entonces, para nosotros fue muy bonito esta experiencia, porque además de la certificación, fue algo que fuimos un paso mucho más allá, porque pudimos observar y tener el feedback de cómo ellos estaban utilizando las maestrías dentro de un espacio donde nunca la habían utilizado de tal forma, ¿no? Y nuestro empeño siempre fue de que pudieran integrar las maestrías e internalizarlas para poder, digamos, dar ese cambio que poco a poco se ha venido dando para tener unos mejores resultados a nivel de relación. Entonces, cuando el profesor establece esa relación de confianza con sus alumnos, más allá de la empatía, de la camaradería, sino en un nivel mucho más alto, como nos enseñan las propias maestrías, esa relación se convierte en otra cosa que es un espacio de mucho más de aprendizaje. Y cuando todo esto se une y se complementan con las demás maestrías, los avances han sido significativos, dicho por los mismos facilitadores de las materias, de las cátedras que dan en las universidades. Como lo dije al principio, nos queda mucho camino por andar, mucha, como lo decía creo que Denise, y Nair también en una oportunidad, ir haciendo mejoras, ¿sí? Ir haciendo mejoras para saber cuáles son, digamos, las cosas que podemos mejorar, las cosas que podemos entender. Y sí, hubieron muchos retos porque, fíjate, este tema de la pandemia, una de las cosas que nos decía la universidad es que los profesores no estaban acostumbrados a dar clases a nivel online. Había un miedo para esto. Sin embargo, también en ese proceso nosotros dimos muchas sesiones de coaching a nuestros estudiantes, tanto estudiantes como facilitadores de la universidad, y donde pudieron cambiar ese sistema, ¿no? De dejar el miedo a un lado y atreverse a dar. Y cuando ellos vivieron en primera persona esa experiencia y luego transmitieron eso a sus alumnos, eso fue muy interesante y se dieron cuenta de que había otra manera de relacionarse con sus alumnos, una manera mucho más proactiva, una manera de dejar ser al otro, dejar que el otro pudiera expresarse, pudiera decir hacia dónde quería ir, cómo quería llegar y buscar las herramientas y los sistemas y estructuras de apoyo que lo pudieran apoyar a lograr esas metas. Entonces, creo que este es un programa, como lo dije al principio, está comenzando, veo mucho futuro, definitivamente la educación es muy dinámica y tenemos que desde el coaching, dar ese apoyo para que nuestros educadores, nuestros alumnos puedan tener mejor visión y mejor relación a futuro en lo que se proponga. Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much, Leon. I think one of the insights that I get from what you shared was that if we focus more on coaching the educators and they act as coaches, they will have better relationships with their students. I think very, very powerful aspect of this narrative, and as well as what is it that we are aiming through this intervention. Thank you so much, Leon. And I would now like to invite Dr. Zainal, who would be sharing not only his experience of spearheading this project from Team Coach International, but also he was also instrumental in taking the whole project forward. So he's also going to be sharing the empirical results. So over to you, Dr. Zainal. We are not able to hear you, Dr. Zainal. I think you may just have to.
Testing. Ritu, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent. When I
like your presentation to be also visible, Dr. Zainal, or?
Yes, please. If you can show me the presentation, then I will narrate. And again, on behalf of Team Coach International, Anjali and Ritu, and everybody, thank you so much for the honor, but I have to decline the honor because the honor goes back to Captain Dr. Shan. I'm just here enjoying myself, being the documenter, the historian, if I might call myself, or Cupid for that matter. So what I'll be showing with you, and as narrated by our colleagues Denise and also Leon, I will be sharing with you what I have documented for the last 18 months, as Anjali has highlighted. And once we go through the slides, you will see how impactful this pilot program is. So shall we show the slides now?
Yeah.
And just like the, go ahead.
Would you like to share the screen or?
I think it's better that you share the screen. I tried to share, but it would not allow me.
Okay. Betsy, would you be able
Let me
to
try
help here?
again.
Okay, just a second, please.
Okay. I tried to share just now, but it would not allow me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Would you like me to share it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
You have the slide, right? Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And again, I'm presenting on behalf of Denise and Leon. At any time, please pitch in, and also Shan, since you're on board, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I had so much fun doing this. So let's begin our journey. First and foremost, again, I'm here representing Team Coach International on behalf of Captain Shan and the IAC, and also the what do you call chapter members who were participating. Um, First off, I just want to share with you, when we initiated the program from Team Coach perspective, there were 28 participants from 5 countries, and throughout the whole program, only 14 of them were retained. But for the purpose of this presentation, what I'm doing is I'm presenting all of us, meaning both Team Coach, academy, the academy, as well as for the one from Venezuela. So I will highlight all of us together. Yeah. So with that, the purpose of the CIE, as was initiated in the beginning, was to provide specialized coaching training that emphasizes the IAC masteries to educators, as Anjali has narrated just now, to equip educators with the tools, skills, and mindset needed to coach within the educational setting, as stressed by Denise, and to support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG number 4, quality education for all. And I think throughout this presentation, you will see how this will come out from the qualitative responses of the educators as well as the students. I'm here to present the results from 3 IAC accredited schools: Team Coach International from Malaysia, Academy for Masteries Singapore, and Safe Coaching Group Venezuela. And also credit goes to the respective IAC chapters volunteers who were involved throughout the whole program. Next slide, please. And buenos dias, my friends over there. After participating through the training program as well as the practicum, we have to date 20 coaches who stayed on throughout the whole program. From the original 28 from that were working with TCI, and I think Denise with yours as well as Leon, I have collated the results of 20 educators who are also known as coaches for the purpose of this program. And with that, 59 students throughout the 3 groups are involved. And again, what I'm presenting here are only those results that were submitted to me. And if there is any mistakes, I stand corrected. Please let me know, and I will do the necessary correction. And if I can just read out the different countries involved, there were 2 from Venezuela, educators, Cambodia 3, Singapore 4, Myanmar 5, and Malaysia 6. So it looks so beautiful, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in terms of the students, there was 1 Iraqi student involved throughout the program, and then 4 from Venezuela, 9 from Singapore, the data that was given to me, Cambodia 12, Malaysia 16, and Myanmar, I think, was 17. Next slide, please. Thank you. For the profile of educators, what I'll be presenting now is all the information regarding the educators, followed by the students. Of the 20 educators, we have 4 males and 5 females, and then 11 that were not reported. And then in terms of the age, you can see the distribution there. And then majority of them are 36 to 45 years old. And for the level of academic qualification, you find that majority of them, about half of them, are master's degree holder. And then you also have bachelor's as well as doctorate, and the different countries as I enumerated just now. Next slide, please. Thank you, Denise. In terms of the educators' pre and post-test evaluation, and again, I stand corrected because I can only document the information that was given to me. If there are new information, I will then add on the new information. You can see that from the pre-test and post-test of the 3 questions that were asked, I clearly understand the benefits of coaching for educators. I am aware of coaching masteries, and I know how to apply the coaching masteries. Our goal is not to compare the different countries. No, we just want to show you the responses from the different countries. And this was based on Likert scale: 1 strongly disagree and 5 strongly agree. And for the purpose of presentation, I have presented all of the information so that everybody has that information, and especially for IAC, in case you want to publish this in the near future. So that at least you can see how the responses from the different countries pan out throughout the whole 3 items that we asked, whether they understand the benefits of coaching, whether they are aware of the coaching masteries, and how to apply the coaching masteries. So moving on, next slide. We also ask post-test evaluation for the different what do you call it, educators, in terms of after attending the coaching in education program, how did they respond to the different items here? And I will not read all of them, but you can see how their responses are in terms of their understanding of what coaching really is, the confidence of conducting the coaching session, and then the coaching tools and models and practical, and whether they learn to be more solution focused, and whether their communication skills are enhanced. And later, when I enumerate the qualitative responses, you can see some of these themes come out again, and then the comments that were given by the individual educators. One of the things that I would like to also highlight, the coaches and or educators found that the coaches, their students, showed changes, improvement after the coaching sessions. They were asking for more coaching session, as well as they would like to apply coaching in their work as educator. So these are some of the positive feedback that we got from the educators. Yeah. Now, for some of the countries, again, my apologies to Leon and also to Denise. I did not have some of the responses from Singapore and Venezuela, but if there are the responses, please share with me. I will include them accordingly. Next slide, please. I think the crux or the beauty of this whole documentation process are the qualitative feedback, the responses from the educators in terms of how they felt, the benefits, and as highlighted by Denise and Leon just now, how it impacted them as educators. So what I've done is I've tried to group the comments according to themes, and 6 themes came out to be very apparent, and you can see evidences of this in a few minutes. First theme is understand the benefits of coaching for educators, awareness of the coaching masteries, know how to apply the coaching masteries, develop an engaging environment in the classroom, better solution focused mindset, and effective learning enabler. And what's beautiful about this is that I can actually group the comments by the different educators under these 6 major themes. So to illustrate, again, I won't go into detail every one of them because you will have them for your review. On the first one, understanding the benefits of coaching as educators. As you can see, I have highlighted some of the keywords: understand, apply acquired knowledge, support the students, realize, polish my skills. There are other approaches outside of, such as other than counseling, then mentorship. So they found that coaching actually helps in the process because some of them maybe have been exposed to counseling and mentorship. Now they have coaching as their repertoire to help the students. One of the key messages here is empowering students to take charge and to find the solutions within themselves. And I think that is a very strong benefit of coaching for educators. On the next theme, which is awareness of the coaching masteries, you will find that coaching in education was very helpful in helping them to reflect on the roles that they were playing and creating awareness of their strengths and weaknesses, as well as having positive thoughts and treated the students in positive ways. I think Denise, you made mention of this just now, and they could manage the students much better than before. We also find increase in their skill set, awareness, and professionalism, as well as being present and engaged listening. So these are the kind of things that educators can get out of this coaching in education program. So this is very, very helpful, as well as a justification of how impactful this program is for educators. Next item, please, Denise. In terms of how to apply or know how to apply the coaching masteries, they found that the coaching masteries, coaching tools, and grow coaching model were very helpful, and the articulation of the individual masteries and application, and as well as the practice of the masteries, not only in the coaching class sessions, as well in classroom, in their classes. So it's very interesting that the skill set transcends from just the program to now into practice. And more importantly, I think what I got from this comment was they were able to engage the students so much so that they got the students' trust. And as you know, I retired as an academic person, and I found that one of the hardest thing to do or to get in class is for the students to trust you. And this is wonderful that the coaching was able to help enable trust in the classroom. And one of the things that was very helpful was students frankly told me their feelings and problems. And you would not find that. I think Leon made mention of that. The professor, once you enter the room, the class suddenly becomes very quiet. And now you have students telling you their problems. Yeah. Next slide, please. Developing an engaging environment in the classroom. The next 3 themes, you will find how it actually changes the way we teach, the way we conduct ourselves in the classroom environment. They help us to understand the process of coaching and how it supports and develops learners' thinking skills. It also helps them to guide students to unleash their potential. All this while, sometimes we tend to be very limited in terms of what we can do in class. but coaching actually helped us to go beyond that. And then it helps me or the person to feel, to become a better person, a great teacher. And I think what was a strong message from the comment that I got here, I stopped giving advice. You know how, we enter the class and a lot of times we tend to give advice. Coaching now stops us from doing that. And now we empower the students to start thinking about them, about the issues themselves. And then the beautiful thing out of the comments here was to look at students in a different light. And I think that is a very strong statement, to see your students differently and to improve my connection and understanding of the students. And again, just like giving advice, I stopped giving my opinions. So you can imagine, how it changed us as educators. And the last two comments here, it made us, the educators, to become better solution focused with our mindset. And we need only to coach. Coaching makes us feel better. The students become more active after this session. And then to improve my leadership skills, to explore my students' options, I am more confident, overcome the current challenge, and to support. And I think many of us are educators in the group. There's 86 of us in this group right now. One of our biggest challenge sometimes coming into class and, is bad enough that you have a curriculum that you have to uphold, then you have to do all of these other things. And lo and behold, coaching actually facilitates us to be able to become more confident in how to approach our students and to become a more effective communicator and create solution-focused environment for the students as an educator. And the last theme for this group, I become an effective learning enabler. I learn new experience in talking to students. As an educator, talking to students, is almost like a one-way street. Coaching changes that. It now becomes a conversation to help them to become strong and brave in searching for their lessons, not to spoon feed them and to give them a chance to think by asking many questions. And lo and behold, they start to open up and share their life problems, as well as it makes us educators to become better listener and engage others. So that, in a nutshell, is what and how coaching and education has impacted the educators. May I now shift to look at how it impacted the students. The next slide will highlight the 59 students of the 3 schools involved. And you can see here, out of the 59, majority of them, 36 were female, and then 18 to 20 years old. And we can find that majority of them were in high school. And then the distribution from the countries I enumerated earlier. Next slide, please. For the students, we only ask post-test evaluation questions. Unlike the educators, we ask pre and post-test. You will find that one of the critical findings from this, the coaches' questions allowed me to think and express openly. You see how coaching in education impacted them. And the educators become an agent of change, whereby they use coaching to actually help the students to think and express openly. They also felt that they were heard, understood, and respected. And they look forward to more coaching session, as well as recommend their peers to join the coaching session. So overall, we had 4.45 over 5 scale of agreement on the different post-test evaluation. Now, allow me to go into the experiences by country. Again, the goal is not to compare country by country, but at least you can see how the different students from Myanmar to Venezuela, for Iraq, because there was only one country. I have to be very careful, because a lot of times when you only have one person representing one country, it may be a bit misleading. So again, let's try to be very careful about how we interpret the results. And you find, as I mentioned earlier, how they felt that they were heard, understood, and respected. And the coaching questions allowed them to become more and think and express openly, and enjoyed their coaching sessions. And then overall mean, as you can see, the highest was 4.93 in Singapore. And then you can see the distribution by country. Again, the idea is don't compare country by country, but at least you can see the distribution. Yeah. And now let's go into the qualitative comments. And I don't know whether 6 is a magic number, but when we were looking at the themes, again, the qualitative feedback came to become about 6 themes in general. Progress forward, where they said that they found more clarity, solution focus, vision, and dream. The students found that the coaching in education helped them to have better clarity. Contentment, they become more comfortable, satisfied, and sort out their thoughts. The coaching in education also triggered thoughts. It gave them insights, think and reflect, and tools. And in a way, when we set out that we wanted to see how coaching in education can help improve mindset and mindfulness, we have evidences of that. Self-improvement and development, understand self-confidence and manage emotion, solving problems, gain solution, discovered options, goals clarified, goals achieved. So kudos to all of the educators involved in the program, because you have made a remarkable impact on the 59 students. And the comments ranges from 8 or 9 each. And again, I will not go in detail on every one of them, but if I can just flash the slides, Denise, so everybody can see, and you can read it on your own time. Progress forward, you can find that, keywords like understand, clearer career pathway, they've analyzed what they have been doing, and they learned to take stock and needed to improve and take action. Clear vision, and try to my best about my dream. Yeah. So, coaching enabled the students to have a clearer picture. And as you know, being an educator, one of our biggest problem is when we face our students, many of them, and I cannot blame the students, I myself did not know what I am getting myself into when I got into the university. And here we are, coaching enabled them to see clear vision and see their dreams. So you can see how coaching impacts the students. Next, in terms of contentment, coaching helped the students to feel more comfortable about themselves, lay out their problems. Now they have a listener, somebody who can actually help them to sort things out. And I think this my little thoughts matters. A lot of times students think that nobody pays attention to them, and they feel that their little thoughts doesn't matter. Now they know their little thoughts matter. And critical guiding questions, and that is important. As educators practicing coaching, we are now asking critical guiding questions to help students to start thinking, or triggering them to start thinking, and then to dig deeper into themselves. Now, on one hand, they might feel that they're in for a tough time or frustration, but they also find that it will get better and better. This was the student from Iraq that made this comment. Next slide, please. So you can imagine, as I was getting and reading all of this comment, I was getting very excited as a qualitative research person. Wow, how impactful this pilot program has been. Triggering thoughts, insight, reflection, out of the box thinking, key words, strong words. that has impacted the students through the CIE program. And then they start to realize about their dream lifestyle. They irradiate their energy. And I find that many of them also thank their coach for doing so, for helping them to what do you call, to come to this realization, finding their mind map, and then listening and persistence, useful things like mindfulness. They get a fresh perspective on the problems as well as meaningful insights. And the next slide, after triggering thoughts, voila, they find that coaching in education help in terms of self-improvement and development. They have better understanding of themselves, of their confidence, of their emotion. And it's interesting. Again, if I may highlight here, we have a diverse group of students from middle school to professionals. You can read the comments. The impact, cuts across the spectrum of age. So this is how strong coaching in education has been to the students. And the last two comments, the last two themes.
Dr. Zainal, I'm just conscious of the time.
Yes,
yeah.
we're done. It's just the last two slides, I think. Goals clarified. You can see the word goals keep reading. The conclusion from the student standpoint, and you find that one of the key conclusion, it supports what we're doing in terms of coaching in education, in terms of the SDG, how it impacted them. And this was a comment made by a student from Myanmar. The program helps me to reflect myself and motivate me not to give up, but to continue to strive for my dreams. And my last point, conclusion by the educators, the CIE proves that we as educators, when we practice coaching, we are in full support of the SDG goal number 4. We create supportive and growth oriented environment for the students, as well as improve their student learning outcome. So Ritu, on that note, I hope that this provides evidence of how impactful CIE, the Coaching in Education program, has been. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zainal, for sharing the insights for this project. Clearly, it has shown impact of this initiative. For the benefit of other schools who probably would like to take this initiative forward, or maybe when we launch another round of it, and I think that's when I think that's where Gonzalo will probably share the plans. I would like you to just spend a couple of minutes to share what was the project framework in terms of, how these schools were onboarded, what kind of training program they underwent, did we offer them any kind of toolkit, so that, they can be also prepared or they can know what it entails when it comes to providing support from IAC.
Sorry, are you asking me or Anjali? Would
Yes,
that
I'm
be better?
asking. Yeah, maybe you can answer that, Dr. Zainal.
Okay. And I also will defer to Captain Shan and Anjali to help me. From our standpoint, when Team Coach International embarked on this, there was a slide deck that was provided. And I think all of the schools were given all of the necessary information that when we conducted our weekend training, I think over 3 weeks of the coaches that were involved, then they were exposed to all of this what you call masteries and all of the coaching practices that we wanted to equip them with. I think the hallmark about the program is when the coaches agreed to participate in a practicum. They each will take on between 3 to 5 students to do coaching and to practice this. And this is where you can find all of these evidences as they went through. Now, when they embark on this, we ask them the pre-test questions and also the post-test evaluation. And I think throughout the whole process, the most important thing is also, I think team coach and Leon and also Denise provided constant assistance to them. Asking them, and I think for team coach, Ronald keep asking them in the Telegram group, how's everything going, and do you need any help? So I think that is also important, so that people feel that there's somebody that they can fall back on. Yeah. So can I defer to Anjali or Shan if there's anything else? Yeah.
Anjali, if you have any.
Sure. In fact, I'll take just a few seconds and share a slide that we had used, which perhaps gives a more pictorial view of, what was done. Just give me a moment.
I have that slide in case you want me to share.
Wait, I've got it. This one. Broadly, from the IAC perspective, we had a launch to just inform, and we asked the schools to reach out to us, the ones that are interested, sometime August last year. We did an orientation, and this is what Dr. Zainul was referring to. We created, the IAC CIA team created slide deck. We created sample program designs that could be worked on and modified by each of the schools that's participating. That was a part of the orientation. And we share timelines and questionnaires that Dr. Zainul has beautifully taken up to craft the story that was shared today, pre and post. There was a very broad framework given. The whole idea was the school knows best. So, and given the fact that they are in the space, this was a sample framework shared on what could be the steps that the school, each of the accredited school could take internally. I'm sure they have experimented and come with a very compelling program themselves, and we'd love to know that and incorporate it as the next iteration and feedback. But broadly, this was the whole space. We wrapped it up with a post-project data, which I think takes the feedback that's coming in is really heartwarming and very motivating to hear. Ritu, does that help, or is there anything else you would wish?
I think that's great, Anjali. Thank you for sharing. I just thought that there would be some curiosity about how the program was designed, and I thought that it may be a good idea to share that. I'm just conscious of the time, so I will ask Gonzalo to probably share his, cut down on his time maybe, and share maybe what are the plans from SAC's perspective as far as taking this initiative forward.
Okay, I will wrap up and try to resume in a couple of minutes. First of all, thank Shan to be the one who started, who light the flame on this study, and Daniel, who brings all the experience, and all the team on the experience that bring all this experience. From School Accreditation Council, I have to thank Ritu for the help, and also all the team with Felipe, with David and Jasmine, that help us just to bring the opportunity to the schools to participate in this experience. From our side, I really would love to have a second round on it, get more data to add to this study. Now we've got the one study made, and we got the results of this practice. So we are sure that more schools will be involved in the next round, and we will reach more students, because the end of the benefit of this just fall down on the students that receive this new teaching from the coaching perspective, from the schools that learn how to produce more teachers based on the IAC coaching masteries. And for us, for the School Accreditation Council, has been a learn how to manage, help, and bring the information and know the process. So for us, is just to, as SAC, as School Accreditation Council, we have many points just to improve for the next round. And we've got all the information now just to bring the schools all the support needed just to get on board for the next round. So I'm convinced for the next experience that will be amazing. So I would like to have this opportunity just to invite all the schools to join this experience that will bring many benefits to all the parts involved in it. So that's what I would like to say as briefly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gonzalo. I would like to now invite Gillian to share his vision of this particular initiative and also what plans he has about it.
Gracias, Ritu, y gracias a todos por acompañarnos presencialmente hoy y gracias a todos los que van a ver luego esta transmisión en diferido. Yo quiero decir que inicialmente este es un momento que quiero nombrar como un momento histórico, porque hemos abierto la puerta a una nueva relación entre las escuelas y la IAC y estamos muy centrados y enfocados en nuestro valor del aprendizaje de por vida. Y hay tres palabras que quiero decir y inicialmente tenemos que darnos cuenta y hacernos conscientes de la transformación que implica todo este estudio, la transformación para cada uno de los agentes o de los miembros que estuvieron presentes, lo que significa la transformación para los estudiantes y los profesores, y luego la segunda palabra sería el impacto, cómo esto genera un impacto en el mundo. Y por muchos años dijimos en IAC cambiar el mundo una conversación a la vez. Imagínense el efecto multiplicador de las maestrías en el proceso de educación en diferentes partes del mundo. Y esto se hace fantástico. Y por último, creo que nos quedamos con la invitación de soñar más en grande y con hambre de más en cuanto a seguir profundizando en este proyecto. Pero quiero, además, y estoy por terminar, pero quiero además significar lo que significa el entramado de soporte para alguien que decide estudiar coaching y todo lo que esto representa. Es decir, desde que alguien inicia y toma la decisión de tomar coaching en una escuela acreditada de la IAC, luego hacerse miembro de nuestra organización, formar parte del entorno de crecimiento personal y profesional que hay en los diferentes capítulos en el mundo y hacer además el proceso de certificación de IAC y poder tener este ambiente que hemos tenido hoy donde estamos compartiendo herramientas y conocimiento para seguir creciendo personal y profesionalmente, se hace un sueño hecho realidad para cada uno de los coaches que queremos seguir creciendo y haciendo de nuestra profesión algo relevante y significativo. Al mismo tiempo, la palabra maestría nos acompaña y creo que esta es una oportunidad de darnos cuenta cómo el sistema IAC puede hacer grandes cosas en el futuro. Yo solamente voy a terminar diciendo que este es un primer paso en nuestra relación con las escuelas y vienen muchas otras cosas y al mismo tiempo felicitar a todos los que participaron en el proyecto. A Shan y Angeli por siempre estar inspirando y haciendo voy a utilizar la palabra complicidad, ser unos cómplices intencionales en que esto saliera adelante, al equipo SAC por llevar esto de una manera importante y finalmente materializarlo. Siempre hay buenas ideas, pero una cosa es tener buenas ideas y otra es finalmente lograrlas, materializarlas. Y hoy hemos logrado eso. Doctor Signal, gracias por su liderazgo y por todo el compromiso y energía que puso a las 3 escuelas que finalizaron, muchísimas gracias, y a todos ustedes que han estado acá, simplemente atrevámonos a soñar más y acompáñennos en IAC en los próximos proyectos que estoy seguro van a tener el mismo impacto, la misma resonancia y nos van a permitir seguir avanzando en la materialización de la misión y la visión de IAC. Gracias a todos.
Thanks a lot, Gillian. And we're fortunate enough to have Dr. Shan here as today, even though he had earlier said he won't be able to make it. So I would invite him to just share a few words about this project and what vision he has for it.
Thank you, Ritu. Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you, Ritu. My respect to the IAC leadership team. It's an honor to be just here and, really feeling really blessed, thankful, and grateful that this took off. This is what IAC is about. It's not about getting certified as a coach, being a professional coach, earning thousands of dollars, and saying who's a better coach than the other. No. We are creating hope. And in this context, it's about the hope not only for the students, but for the educators. And I think that's what the IAC is all about. And I know some of you here who are guests of IAC, join us to experience this. This is the IAC global family. It's not about who's good, who's better. It's about how others are benefiting from our existence. And that's our purpose. We provide that hope. And as you can see from the research, the psychological safety that we provide, the educators themselves realizing that, this is great. But I'm sure Denise and, and then the other schools, and, it was not easy. In this region, we had 100 over educators coming for the briefing. And we told them what kind of work they need to do to coach students. 50 to 60% disappeared. But that's okay. When people ask me, Shan, who are the people involved? I said the right people. How many students you have got participating? I said the right number. It doesn't matter, and I think, I think Denise, Waldo, it's always the first step. And how committed we are to take that first step. And we have taken the first step, and thanks to the IAC leadership, wonderful, wonderful closure. I feel so blessed, and I like to bless all those. I think we have got some of the educators from different countries here who participate in the program. Thank you very much for blessing the project as well. And I'm sure after this, there'll be more who would like to participate. So thank you, everyone. Be blessed wherever you are. Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shan. And I think we've taken some more time than the scheduled time. So I would like to ask everyone to switch on the cameras for a quick picture. Betsy, over to you. Thank you so much.
Okay. Just a second, please. It's a full screen. Wait a minute. Okay. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's a full screen. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Betsy, and thank you all, whoever's joined from different parts of the world. And let's make this project, this initiative a success. So we'll reach out to all of you again with our next round of taking this initiative forward. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Good night and good morning, everyone.
The International Association of Coaching. Home of the coaching masteries.